Hey folks, Dr. Gerstmar from Inspire Natural Health. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you happen to be watching or listening to this, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, today I want to share with you something that just makes me crazy. Something that regular doctors do far too often. And I hope this has not happened to you, but I suspect there's a good chance that it has. Recently, I was chatting with a friend of mine who's had some new medical issues come on. Now, believe it or not, I try not to talk medicine too much with my friends because I initially, after graduating from medical school, I was that guy. They'd say, oh, this has come up. Oh, well, you need to do this or you should do that. Or pretty soon I found my friends weren't talking to me anymore. So usually I don't talk medicine with my friends. But my friend was sharing with me these new issues that were coming up with him. He was going to the doctor, getting some tests done to try and figure out what was going on and what he should do about that. And he came back and told me, I said, hey, how's it going? What's going on? Did you get to the doctor? What happened with the test? Being a good friend and just trying to find out what was going on. And he said, I'm frustrated. I went to the doctor, had some tests done. I went back to get my results and the doctor said, the tests look good. You don't have anything going on. The tests look good. There's nothing going on here. You're fine. You don't have anything going on. And he said to me, you know what? It sure feels like something is going on. This makes me crazy. When people are told your tests are normal or clear, nothing is going on for you. Nothing is going on. Well, obviously something is going on. Symptoms don't just magically pop out of nowhere for no reason. The implication being, right, that it's kind of in your head or you're making it up. And come on. Now, is there a time and a place? Do some of us kind of overblow? It's normal to have little aches or pains, little shifts in bowel movements. I've definitely had people with digestive issues, turn a little molehill into a mountain. Well, this one day, my bowel movement was a little bit off, and we dig deeper and we say, look, fluctuations in our state are normal. Some days we're more tired than others. Some days we're more worked up than others. Sometimes we have aches and pains. Sometimes our bowels, our digestive system are a little bit off. Oh, we're not straight lines, right? We go up and down a little bit. And so there's normal fluctuation in what's going on. But then clearly there are times when something is going on. Now, the fact that you've had tests done, whether you've had a blood test run, a scan done, or some sort of exam of some kind, and they couldn't find anything, does not mean nothing is going on. What the doctor really should tell you is the test came back normal or negative. There's nothing going on in this specific area, the thing they looked for or the thing they tested. That does not mean that nothing is going on. It means their examination or their test did not find any issues for what's going on. And that can be great. The thing that medical doctors are often extremely good at is finding big, serious problems that's going on for someone. If you're having chest pain, it's great that they hook you up and look at your heart, and they may say, you know what, nothing's going on. You're not having a heart attack. Awesome. Like, we want to know that, right? If we're having chest pain, it's great to know if we're having a heart attack, because if we are, we want to get that taken care of right away. But just because we're not having a heart attack doesn't mean that the chest pain isn't real. There isn't something going on for a person in some area or system of their body, and it's a call to look deeper, to look farther. This is where the narrow focus of the regular medical system often does such a terrible job. You're having chest pain, and so you go to the heart doctor and they check you out and they go, great, your heart's fine. Bye. No. Great. I mean, that's fine. It's good your heart's fine, but what else is actually going on here? This is really common for people. So the first thing I want you to take away is, if you've been told your tests are normal, there's nothing going on, that's wrong. Your tests are normal, there's nothing going on in the area that the tests looked at. And that's great. It means you can set aside that piece. You're not having a heart attack. Now you can go about looking to figure out, why are we having this chest pain in the first place. Now, often if you're using the regular medical system, it means you need to seek out a different specialist, a person who can look at the problem from a different angle. Because again, if it's not a heart attack, keep going back to a heart doctor, that's not going to be valuable. That's not going to help you. You need to look elsewhere. Or, of course, and this is my bias, you can seek out a holistic professional, whether they are an integrative doctor, a holistic doctor, or another type of practitioner who tends to step back, look at the forest for the trees here, looking at the bigger picture and saying, okay, great. If it's not that, wonderful. What else could be going on for a person? Often we'll take a look at prior labs that people have had done at other doctors or other practitioners, even if they're negative. Often we find one of two things. Unfortunately, sometimes we find that the labs were read incorrectly, or in the very strict definition, there's nothing serious or dangerous going on for a person. But when we evaluate those labs more from a functional perspective, we may find, yes, it's not severe, there's not a big problem, but there are smaller problems cropping up that are going on for a person. The second thing we find is, yep, that's true. There's nothing going on in that area. So great, we can set aside that area and we can begin to look elsewhere for the person. All right, folks, this issue makes me crazy when people who are obviously suffering, who are dealing with digestive issues, autoimmunity, or other issues that are going on, they go to their doctor for help, they get some tests done, and they're told everything is normal and fine and there's no problem. And they walk out of the doctor's office going, well, look, I'm still suffering. I'm still dealing with these issues. What am I supposed to do now? I've seen my doctor and they worked me up for a test and they've left me nowhere. And this often people turn to the internet. They begin looking and researching answers. And unfortunately, the internet is great. There's tons of information out there, but it's also really confusing. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose. And we often see people then start flailing around. They're like, well, this person said this, or this person said that, or maybe I'll try this supplement or try this diet, and just kind of randomly flailing because they're still suffering and they need help. Ideally, it's better to seek out and find a qualified expert who can help you to decode what's going on, get you some answers, and help you to feel better. So that is what I shared with my friend. Hey, it's great that they ran these tests for you and they didn't find those issues. Absolutely, stuff is going on for you. And what those tests and treatments that you might have tried have told you is, that's not what the issue is. Doesn't mean there's no issue. Let's go ahead and seek out and find the other issues that are going on. So please, if you've had your doctor tell you this, don't feel discouraged, don't feel hopeless, and also don't accept their saying, their idea here that nothing is going on. What they should simply tell you is, the tests don't show anything going on, or I don't know what's going on. We need to get you to someone else who can do a holistic evaluation and find out what's going on for you. All right, folks, that is it for me today. Listen, if you've been in that situation, you're dealing with digestive issues and autoimmunity, maybe you've been to a doctor, maybe you've been to a few, maybe you've had some tests done, maybe they've shown some stuff going on, or maybe they've shown nothing is going on. But you are sick and tired of being sick and tired of dealing with these digestive issues and autoimmunity. You're friendly, open-minded, and coachable, and you're willing to make an investment of time, money, and energy to deal with these issues. Then let's have a conversation together. Let's see if we're the right fit. If we are, great. We'll talk about next steps. We'll get going. We'll help to transform your life. If we're not the right fit, that is okay. Listen, we turn away about 25% of the people who apply to work with us because we're not confident that we are the right people to help them get the results that they want, to help them go from sick to healthy to thriving. And that's perfectly fine. If we're not the right fit for you, we will still do our best to help you in any way that we can. All right, folks, listen, what you need to do, if that sounds interesting to you, you need help and you're ready, willing, and able to get it, simply go to our website, aspirenaturalhealth.com. That's aspirenaturalhealth.com, A-S-P-I-R-E, Aspire. naturalhealth.com. There are one of two buttons there for you to click. The first says ask about price and availability. That's going to tell you more about the way we work, whether we have any availability right now at the time that you're watching or listening to this, or whether we're on a wait list. If we're on a wait list, I still urge you, please put in an application. Let's have a chat. Let's see if when a slot is available, you are the right person to be in that slot. It also tells you about the investment that it takes to work with us, and you can decide if that sounds great and that works for you. If all of that sounds good or you are ready, you know you're ready to get some help now, then I urge you to click on the second button, which says Apply for Help. Apply for help. All right, folks, that is it for me today. Until next time, take care.